for the roles of men and women. While the toreros are men, they play a supportive role similar to that of a woman in Portugal. The men are seen as the conqueror and the hunter who provides for the family, while the woman is the supporter who does the cooking and cleaning. And you would think from like the bullfighting and all those examples that Portugal is a very masculine country, but in fact, Portugal ranks 45 of 53 on the masculine and feminine dimensions. And Portuguese, they place great value on the land, the environment, and the relationships. So it is acceptable for a man to be nurturing and kind of let the women play a role in the business and everything. Next slide. To continue with this, although a few women in management roles, Portuguese will still conduct business with them. The Portuguese have a very high belief in authority, and if the woman is seen as an authority, the gender does not really matter to anybody. In business, it is more important to be a person of authority first and a woman second. And just a side note here, just as a professor came in and talked about India, they said that time is very important. There's a lot of importance to the business world. And here, timelessness is muy importante, I put, because a person is viewed as disrespectful, and often it's very uncommon to be late to a work or meeting because it is very disrespectful. And now I'm going to pass it off to Candace again to talk about the artistry and human gore.
Okay, I'm going to speak about artistry and human gore. As you can see, I have a picture of an actual caballero with the Lusitano horse. The horse is trained by their rider, and their skills are shown off and used to avoid the bull. Before the actual bullfight, the caballero is known for switching horses if he doesn't feel like he can control the horse, and the horse and the rider have to become one in order for the bullfight to actually happen with ease. He's applauded for his efforts in training the animals, and he demonstrates control of the bull by spearing it repeatedly. So you can see there's a picture of him actually spearing the bull. For Westerners and Americans like us, we see the bullfight and we're like, they're spearing bulls, lots of blood. But the crowd actually sees it as, like, wow, he has a lot of control. He's able to do that kind of thing. He's really cool. Forcados and cavalleiros. In Portuguese, forcados are the enforcers. They are the working class, and they usually get injured while wrestling the bull. As you can see, there's a whole group of them right down here. And my favorite picture, the one being lifted up into the air by the bull raging after him. The cavalleiros do not have to experience the gore. Basically, it's symbolic of what's happened during wartime. And less than one forcado is killed every 10 years. So, they're really trained, and they don't really experience a whole bunch of pain and death. Fatal houses and fadistas. In Portuguese, fatal means fate. They are known, especially they were really made popular in the 19th century by Maria Severa. It's been said that her voice and her singing in the fatal houses has, caught the eye and heart of the Count of Vimioso. He was also a bullfighter back in his day. Fadistas sing the sad romantic songs, usually of unreturned love and jealousy. They have their black shawls and they're like, singing and everything. And it's really sad, but they enjoy it. Art is known throughout Portugal, but they don't have a specific art type. It's normally architecture that's from Spanish and Italian designs. As you can see, the Cathedral of Braga in northern Portugal, you can see the arch, which is known in Spanish and Italian designs in their cathedrals. They're known for tiles, pronounced as azuelos in Portuguese. You can see them a lot in houses, even here in America. There's a picture there of all their different colors and designs, and people like to put them up in their kitchen. I know I did. Okay, I'm going to touch lightly upon the Portuguese perspective of business. The Portuguese are known perfectionists, and they're very detail-oriented. In reference to the bullfighting, a cavaleiro will be known for spearing a bull numerous times, and instead of just trying to spear it once, if he misses, he's not going to just move on with the event. He's going to keep spearing him until he actually gets the spear to attach to the bull. They require everything to be in writing, like they will not buy anything or do anything without an actual written contract. They also believe that duplication is more important than innovation. They don't think like the US, how we believe like, let's think outside the box, let's think of new and exciting ways of doing things. No, they believe that things that worked over in the past should work today in the future. They don't believe in new things. Why new? And also, as far as doing things in business in Portugal, their main model is when in Portugal, do as the Portuguese.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Rodriguez. I'm going to be speaking to you about the stratification of the unity using bullfighting as a metaphor. Portugal is a collective society, and it's important to note that the most critical feature of Portuguese society is that the group is successful. As part of the cavaleiro tradition, the group of cavalheiros is more important than any individual cavaleiro because before the pega, the lead cavaleiro dedicates his efforts to someone. The cavaleiro hat is always given away to someone temporarily as a symbol of his dedication. He also asks for permission to begin the bullfight, which is granted as a wave, hug, or applause from whomever he dedicates his efforts to. Unity in the bullfight. The cavalheiros and forcados meet at the center of the ring and shake hands, symbolizing the coming together of two social classes, the noblemen and the common citizens working together to complete their task. It's also important to note that Portuguese character has developed differently from that of their Spanish neighbors. The Portuguese are known for being approachable and helpful. In Portugal, family life is very important. This is more prevalent in rural areas than the urban areas. It's not uncommon for neighbors to become married and stay close to their family. There's also a clear separation between work and family life. Food is important. Lunch is an elaborate family meal and by far the most important meal of the day. Beer and wine are also consumed. After dinner, people gather at a local cafe to have an espresso and to socialize. They go as family, but they separate into subgroups. Usually, the men will sit with friends and play cards, women will discuss their daily lives, and children play foosball or watch TV with their friends. The only time during the week that people socialize outside the family is usually this time after dinner.